At ease, brothers. It's another good day to be alive, man. It's another good day to be alive, sisters. I'm gonna tell you why I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited because the world is doing a thing right now. And we talked about this in the circle, man. Like the world is doing something right now. Like valves of the world are opening, man. As far as people moving into their purpose, like things are happening. And we've been talking about certain transitions since 2019. We said in 2019, man, like the world is doing something different, man. When 2020 hit and everybody was getting that 19 and all that was taking place, we had spoken about that. When that thing started falling off, man, we started talking about like windows of opportunity, opening up. We start talking about, that 100-year cycle of things taking place. And you can go back and look at 1919. You can go back and look at the things that happened in 1817. That thing is happening right now. It's time for people to wake up. It's time for people to be aware of things. It's time for people to be on purpose, man. Like that time is now, man. Today, man, I want to talk about protecting your energy and creating your kingdom. And to be honest, man, this was a last minute scheduled live, man. Me and my brother, we chop periodically, man, and we said, hey, let's chop this afternoon. I said, you know what, bro? Let's just go live. Because every time we go live, we gonna talk gold, we gonna drop nuggets. So today, man, I just want to have a conversation with my brother, man. One of my favorite quotes in Secret of the Ages by Robert Collier is this, man. It says, the most important province of your conscious mind is to center your thoughts on the thing you want. Believe that you receive it, and then shut the door on every suggestion of fear or worry or failure. Then he says this. He says, if you once gain the ability to do that, nothing else is impossible to you. I'm going to say that last part again. He said, if you once gain the ability to do that, nothing is impossible to you. Today, brothers, I want to talk about protecting your energy. Today, brothers, I want to talk about creating your kingdom. And brothers, man, I want y'all to give a warm at ease for my brother that's the author of Disrupting Fitness, the 4 paradigm shifts to live an infinite lifestyle. A brother that's dominated the basketball in the D1 area, a brother that's dominated basketball overseas, a brother that's a proud and a good father of 2, and a brother that, in my opinion, man, is a fitness guru. Y'all give a warm welcome for my brother, a warm at ease for my brother and dear friend, Mr. Infinity.
Brother Soul.
Brother. First off, man, let me say
thank
this.
You so much for that intro, man. I appreciate you.
First off, let me say this, man. Thank you, man, for taking this last minute call. Because, man, we'll chop every couple of weeks. We get on the phone and chop. And it's like every time we get on the phone, brother, it's like, man, we should have just went live because we always drop in gems. A 5-minute conversation might turn into a whole hour-long conversation, man. So appreciate taking this taking this last minute notification, man. Appreciate jumping on here for me with me, brother.
No doubt, man. I'm honored
tonight, man. First off, man,
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly, bro.
Okay, good, great.
First off, I want to say, man, just thank you for being a solid brother. There aren't really but a handful of men that I can call, that I can chop to, that I can text, and we can sit there and talk about some real stuff. We can talk about some things that are taking place in the world. We can talk about some real spiritual activity and grow from it. For those that are watching, brother Mr. Infinity is also a member of the Power Circle. So he's accustomed to having these deep conversations. He's accustomed to coming out of the Kabbalion and the Master Key System and Secrets of the Ages and all these books, brothers. Before we dive into it, man, I want to give a shout out to 2 brothers, man. These 2 brothers are dear to me, man. I want to give a shout out to brother Anthony Spade. At ease, brother Spade, man. Appreciate that super chat. If y'all aren't watching Anthony Spade's channel, now let me say this. I said this probably 3 or 4 times over the last 6 months. I said, you know what? I've completely eliminated all red pill content from my YouTube, watch list or whatever you want to call it, right? Except the only person I watch, who I wouldn't consider red pill, because this brother is Sigma, is brother Anthony Spade and I can't think of the brother that's always giving the news. Jay the Black. Them the only two brothers if I'm not consuming something about some Neville or something like that, I'm watching Spade and I'm watching Jay the Black, man. I'm gonna tell you this, brothers, real quick. If y'all need any information on female nature, on how to be a Sigma male, like Anthony Spade is the guru. Definitely subscribe to this channel, brother. And thanks again, man, for that super chat. I also want to give a shout out to brother Ivy Health. Ivy Health is a brother that's been in a circle for a long time. A brother that's about to dominate in the medical industry. A brother that's on his purpose. A brother that's focused, man. Appreciate that super chat, brother Ivy. Thank y'all, brothers, man. But brother Infinity, man.
My God.
You know, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Your book, and I didn't see your book coming when it came out. It kind of came out of nowhere. Disrupting Fitness, for y'all that haven't checked the book out, man. I'll be sure to leave a link. But the book snuck up on me. Let me start right here first, bro. Let me start right here. Let me go back to the beginning, man, of meeting you and some things surprised me, man. I remember when me and you first met. I guess it was, we were probably just talking on social media. We started, joined each other's pages, started talking. And I instantly saw you, bro, as a fitness guru. Like I was like, you know what, this brother, when I think of the ultimate level of fitness, Mr. Infinity. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. But what surprised me, brother, is once me and you started having conversations, I said, oh, this brother has a whole nother level of something about himself, And we started chopping on that, man. And it surprised me, man. I also want to say thank you for inviting me to the brother invited me down to his gym down in Florida. Has a top-notch facility down there on the beach, of course. Shot down there, got an ultimate workout with this brother. I'm gonna call it that and leave it at that.
Yes,
You're not for the next 2 weeks, but yeah, good workout. But man, I didn't know you had that much substance, so much other things going on about you, man. And one thing I want to start off talking about because everybody sees the Mr. Infinity now. Everybody can look at the Mr. Infinity on the gram or on YouTube. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel and see the brother that's in tip-top shape. See the brother that's training celebrities, training NBA stars. The brother that has the top-notch facility on the beach. The brother that's living in Florida. But they a lot of them don't understand where you came from, brother. And one thing that stood out to me in the book was how you started off, man. You said this. You said this in chapter 1 of the book, man. You said the lowest points, the rock bottoms, and the moments when life seemed to crumble around you can be the most defining. If you allow them to be. The key word you said, if you allow them to be, man. So my first question to you, brother, is what do you think is so significant about the bottom, and what can a man extract from the bottom to push him forward?
Yeah, great question, man. First and foremost, I want to just say thank you, man, for having me on your show. You know what I mean? Brother Soul, you know what I mean? We do go back a minute, man. Time flies, man. But we've been in this game grinding, man, for a while. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you for having me. And I appreciate all the accolades, man. And as you know, I still got a long way to go. You know what I mean? We still in this game, learning and growing each and every day. So yeah, man, with that quote, the lowest points, the rock bottoms, the moments when life seems to crumble around you, you can be the most defining if you allow them to be. I think when I was writing that and when I was going through that stage in my life, man, I realized, man, that I had to find a deeper part of me or I wasn't gonna make it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like when people go through those low stages in life, you got to lean on a power greater than yourself. You know what I mean? And before I hit that lowest point in my life, I didn't really necessarily know I had that jetpack. You know, and I didn't realize I knew I had that power that was greater than me. That and so hitting that point, I had no choice but to tap in. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of what I mean. When things crumble around you, man, it's an opportunity for you to grow, to become better, stronger. And most of the time, man, like that's a metamorphosis, man. We always continue to go through it. I think we talked about this last time we were on my live, man. It's always going to be a metamorphosis. Always going to be cocoon caterpillar or caterpillar cocoon butterfly, and I feel like that's going to be for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm aware of it. You know, I'm aware of what's going on when my life seems to be crumbling around me. You know what I mean? And each and every time now I go to another level of life. You know what I'm saying? And so the first time, man, I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, hopefully I answered that question okay.
Yeah. I know one thing, but everything you were saying, brother, I was feeling what you were saying, man. One thing for me that I didn't understand about the bottom until maybe years later. I'm talking about my first hard bottom, 2009 bottom. I realized, man, that it was needed. It was needed because one thing that I take from the bottom every time I hit that, every time I hit that spot is it puts me in a position, man, to remove a lot of my current beliefs, a lot of my current limitations, like going back to 2009, back when I, when I was still hanging on all the threads of all the preachers, what all the preachers told me, and like that was my truth. And every time something was coming my way, I was standing on a truth. I was trying to combat it with this truth, and it was like Spirit just had to take me all the way to the bottom to show me, like you have to remove that truth and stand on something new. So for me, man, like when I say the blessing is the bottom is a blessing, man, it's like it puts me in a state to reset, to level up, to get rid of that old, man.
Yeah, I love that, man. You're right. I mean, and like I said, it's going to continue to happen, man. Like even this year, man, you have so many revelations. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like revelation after revelation. I'm like, damn, I really know what the Bible's talking about right now. When revelation, it's like everything is hitting us, and you got to continue to change and grow and adapt. And you're right, though, man. Like it forces you to alter your belief systems. You're right, or die. You know what I mean? It's like one or the other.
Yeah, facts. You know what? I think a lot of people, maybe even like younger people, maybe people in their 20s, when they hear us talk about this, whether we on your IG page, a lot of people think that when you talk about the bottom, it's just like a one-time thing. Like a man goes through his life, he hits this low, and he comes back out, and it's smooth sailing for the rest of his life. But what people don't understand, man, is that bottom is always coming. And of course it shouldn't look like it did when you were younger. Of course, like you said, when awareness kicks in, you kind of observe what's taking place, and you can respond to it different. You can respond to it from a different mindset. But you have to understand that the bottom is going to always come. And to be honest, like my bottoms now are super blessings compared to 2009. But I'm still considering a bottom because I just feel my life doing a certain thing. But I think people need to understand that, like, if you aren't, to be honest, man, I think if you aren't having a bottom, you aren't elevating. Because a man can easily come out of his youth, man, come out of the nest and get a job at Kroger's or and just ride that wave and maybe keep a plateau his whole life. He's not going up, but he's put his security in the system, and he's never going down, but he's never elevating. So you should crave that bottom every couple of years, man.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I think it comes with vision. I think it comes. I'm sorry to cut you off. I think it comes with vision. I think me and you are visionaries. I think anybody that's a visionary, anybody who wants to like be a pioneer in any space they're in, they're going to go through a lot of lows. You know what I mean? Because it just comes with growth. Like you can't grow without going through struggle. Like it's impossible. If you want to, it's in any sector of life. If you're working out, you got to go through a struggle to grow. If you want to be a great basketball player, you got to go through struggle. If you want to jump high, whatever you go through in life, man. But if you want to be the ultimate, if you got a vision for yourself, and you want to cap out and be great, you got to be comfortable going through those struggles. You know what I'm saying? And because the learning don't stop. You know what I'm saying? And the bigger your vision is, I feel like the more the universe, God, whatever's gonna put you through. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like also it kind of sifting out your flaws. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this universe is governed by laws. Like, you know what I mean? It's a lawful, you know what I'm saying? So if you're not in alignment with laws, you always gonna go. And I feel like I don't know. I'm just thankful that I go through these struggles because it really like you said, it cleans you out, man. It brings you more and more awareness of, oh man, I
Yeah.
wasn't realizing that. I didn't realize how I was creating this, and I
Yes,
think
man.
ultimately it brings us back to where me and you are now, because you realize, man, you the creator of it all. Like you know what I'm saying? You the ultimate. You him, like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
and
You
so
know what?
you can't play victim no more. So
Yeah.
you really realize like you doing this to you, like you know what I'm saying.
You know what? Facts, bro. You know what I noticed, man. Like when I was younger and going through a thing, that low spot, it seemed like I was the only one going through that. I was like, bro, like why is my life doing this thing? But as I gotten older, as I've talked to, the last few lives I've had, man, I've had brother Rico Jefferson on here, man. I had brother William the King on here. I had
Yeah, that was
Supernova
tough.
Slum. And it's like everybody's story, including you, including brothers in the circle, including everybody's circle takes us the same route. And what I'm understanding, what I've come to understand over the last number of years is like everybody's going through it, but the way to get through it is simply just don't stop. It's like just like even when that bank account is zeros, even when the bank, is negative, even when the lights are off or the water ain't running, bro. If you just making one effort and just don't stop, bro, it's like you guaranteed to come out of it, man. So it's just like withstanding, bro. Withstanding
Yeah,
is how to get out that bottom, man.
you went through the same thing. It sounds like a couple times, man. Is your mindset now? Is it that just don't stop, or what is your mindset when the bottoms come calling?
I'm gonna tell you, brother, and this is no cap. My bottom now, I can sit down in that chair, man, and smile as my world crumbles, man. I can at this point, and I'm not sitting there saying that I'm saying that based on my experience. I'm saying that based on going back to 2009 when I was trying to take my life, and that like I didn't know. Fast forward to when I was losing jobs and getting laid off, but fast forward to 2020 when I saw the world doing a certain thing, but I just sit still and trust. It's like this, bro. It's to the point now, man, where I can stand on all the stuff we've been reading, all the stuff we've been studying for 30, 40, whatever years. I can stand on it now. And I'm willing to fall and look crazy behind it at this point. That's how much I trust it. So now my bottom, brother, I can sit here and watch this house burn and smile at it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because I,
yeah,
cause I believe in that source, man. I believe in that source. I want to talk about. I definitely want to focus on, of course, protecting your energy and then building your kingdom, bro. You had another very powerful part in the book, man. You said this. You said a lot of people thought I was doing better than I was, so they didn't seek to add to my life. Rather, they wanted to subtract from it. I,
yeah,
I think I think one thing that keeps us down, man, is I'll say this, brother. I'm just by nature a giving person, almost to a fault. Like if I got $1 in my pocket, I'll give it. And it wasn't, man. It wasn't until I was about 40 years old. I said the thought just came to my mind. I said, you know what? What would happen if I just put myself first? Had never crossed my mind in my life. If I had $5, I was giving away. Somebody needs something to the point where I would be without. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
so when I read that in your book, man, I said that's powerful, man. You should like because there are a lot of people that come in our lives, whether it's friends, whether it's relationships, whether it's next door neighbors. It seems like a lot of people, if you're a giving person, that all they'll do is take. So I want to know about what it was like when you identified that and how you fixed that issue in your life.
yeah. It was funny, man. When I identified it, I didn't have the awareness I had now. So I left.
Mm,
I had to get out of my environment because I've created uh these energy vampires
mhm,
all around me. You know what I mean? And that was the relationships that were set up. That was just like, and I didn't have the awareness I had now. But I started to recognize that it was always a one-sided energy exchange.
mhm.
And I didn't feel uplifted. I feel drained like most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
When you say you left, is that when you were taking that trip to California?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to
So
I
I
want
just,
to
man,
I want to talk
yeah,
about that, man, because that was a very powerful point in your life. And again, like I say, when I was reading that book, all I knew is the brother that I saw on Instagram. Like in that book, you were very vulnerable. You shared a lot of personal things. I believe you said it was a 97 Acura, right? Black.
yeah, exactly. Black act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know just briefly, man. Tell me about that trip. Tell us about that trip, man, between home and moving to Cali, and what was the mindset? Was it just the whole like a new beginning starting, or what was taking place, bro?
Man, so I started really getting. I was always kind of like just a spiritual kid, like you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying. I was always kind of an odd guy, but I didn't know what it was, like you know what I'm saying. So, but eventually, man, it was like I was the frequency of that place where I was living at just did not match me like anymore. You know what I mean? And I knew it, and I felt it, and I heard something come over me saying, man, you got to get out of here, you know, and so I just took, man. I mean, it's in the book, but I had
Mhm.
like five. I was just selling everything, man. Got rid of stuff. Had like $500, man, and I was like, man, I'm gonna figure it out. Whatever happened, it happened. But I gotta go. Like you know what I'm saying? I gotta go for my life. You know what I mean? And then because it was so crazy, I was living in a chaotic environment,
Mhm.
and so man, on the trip, man, I was like, it was like I had a spirit of joy on me the whole trip.
Mhm.
Like I stopped in a couple spots, man, and with my college. I played college ball, so I ran into a couple of my college teammates, man. I just kind of slept in my car, and yeah, man, it was wild, but it seemed like a dream now, and it kind of seemed like a dream when I was going through it.
Was that
Uh,
trip? Was that trip like your defining moment? Was that trip the thing that kind of just shifted everything, or
I
what
would
was
say
that thing?
so. I would say that year was what kind of like broke a lot of my old belief systems
Mhm.
and old patterns of
Mhm.
living, you know, and I knew I could never go back to those same patterns.
Yeah. What would you say? And this is just a random question, bro. What would you say that one thing was? Because like for me, I always say that when I was going through my hard time and I started having some understanding, like I was still kind of on the fence. Like I'm still kind of there's something I don't know. But when I heard James Allen, that James Allen quote that I love, it said, Man doesn't attract what he wants, man attracts what he is." Like that was the one line, that was the one thing that I had heard or experienced that took everything that I'd heard in the past, all the knowledge from the people that I just started listening to, and glued it together. And that was the exact moment, that exact day was the day I said, you know what? Going forward, my life will never be the same. But I'm
Mm,
talking about, listen to this, bro. I'm still sitting in a house with no lights.
mm,
I'm in a house with no lights, drinking tap water and eating an old Snickers bar. And I'm going to Starbucks to use the internet because I ain't got no power. Get some juice, right? And I heard that on the radio. I heard that quote on a radio station.
yeah.
And right then, my life, I said, you know what? My life will never be the same based on what I know. So, like, would you say you had like a defining moment or defining event?
A defining event that you saying your event was when you heard that James Allen quote.
Yeah, that for me, that was the event that said, boom, you know what? Like that's what I needed to hear to stamp me out. I'm sitting in the darkest of darks, and that was the thing I need. That's what brought me out of that low. Even when I was still in that low, it was like I just started glowing, even in that low. It was just like,
Wow.
and maybe people don't have one event. Maybe it's a series of events. I can just remember that one defining moment that changed everything.
I feel like, man, because that it was like in like one big event was, man.
Mhm.
I slept in my car for like a year, uh,
I didn't know
and
that long.
I feel like that was the event that, and I was comfortable, and I was like content, like you know what I'm saying, and so now I feel like me going there and realizing that like I'm good.
That's a strong place, bro. That's a
Like you know what I'm
peaceful
saying? Like
place.
I'm good, and even today, I don't really got a lot of fear because of that. Like I can't. I'm good. Like I'm
Mhm.
good. I'm always gonna be good. Like you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But I got a lot of like a lot of stuff happens, and I'm sure with you too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
So let me ask you this, bro. And you and I have talked about this a number of times, man, about energy and how to keep, stay focused.
yeah,
What would you say? What would you say is should be the primary means of protecting your energy? Like, how should a man move to protect his energy? What should he be aware of to protect his energy?
yeah. That's a good question, man. I would say just aware of your own energy first and foremost.
Mm,
Because you usually gonna bring the light with you wherever you
nice.
go. And so and not be so judgmental of other people, but make sure, like you just said, you're gonna attract who and what you are. You know what I mean? So first and foremost, man, start with self-love uh as the ultimate, so
Huge. That's huge.
yeah, because
I can say this, bro. As far as like, I'm adding a link to the chat, man. If anybody has a question, man, for either me or brother Infinity, man, feel free to put a comment down there, or feel free to chime in and ask a question briefly if you like. But I'll say this, man. I'm to the point now, as far as the energy,
yeah,
bro. It's with me, it's zero tolerance. It's I become an energy savage, man. And what I mean by that is nobody's immune. And it's like once I feel a person starting to drain more than that, this is my thing. Every relationship I have, and when I say relationship, I mean like me and you have a relationship. Every relationship I have with somebody, it has to be a give or take, or I don't want to participate in it. And,
mm,
and it's like, and I'm not even saying it has to be certain knowledge. Like, I talk to some young brothers, man, that are 19, 20 years old. They'll call and we'll chop. It's still a give and take. Them brothers are asking me certain things, but it's still a give and take. It's like, it's to the point now with the world is doing right now, the way it's shifting, the way everybody has to be on point right now. It's like, bro, I think we all have to be zero tolerance, man. And I
yeah.
mean,
I,
and I
I
can say,
heard you say the other day, man,
huh,
on the power circle that that's pretty much the same thing. You said nobody's immune. You said sometimes you leave your phone off for 8-9 hours at a time. And I respect that, man. Right now, I feel like, man, just to kind of like off the cuff a little bit,
hmm,
I feel like, man, right now is a pivotal time of life as far
it
as
is.
just energy and who we are and learning and and making sure that you on the right side of history. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? As
Thanks.
far as energy, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's a lot going on. And you gotta protect your energy. You gotta
Mhm.
protect your energy. And I just say eating right is protecting your energy, like you're saying, doing your meditations, getting your sunlight, and being, like you said, man, no one's immune. And
Mhm.
being around the right environment right now is like, it's crucial.
One thing you said, and I'll be honest, I didn't really understand this until, I'll say, the last number of years. How much, like you said about your certain diet, certain nutrition. I had no idea that played such a part with the spiritual side.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And I can go back to when I as I started losing weight, as I started getting more active and running and hiking and doing 5Ks. I felt my mind, my spiritual mind doing something different. So it's about those things are supposed to work in harmony or in unison. And like when I came down there and visited you, man, I
Yeah, we got
always
it in,
joke.
didn't we?
Yeah, we got it in. But I always joke with you about like, I'll say, bro, like, what is your diet? And you just
Yeah.
like, man, I don't. It's like that's your secret sauce. You don't let nobody in on your eating rituals. But I'll say
Nah,
this, man.
it's go ahead, but I feel like it's more of just it's so I see it from a different perspective than a lot of people do. And
Speak
so
on it.
when I say it, it just kind of comes, I don't know how to make it come across as is not crazy. Like, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? But because I feel like first and foremost, we a mental construct. So I feel like you gonna see in the mirror what you see in your mind,
Mhm.
you know. And so most people always thinking about what do I eat, how do I work out, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I really just feel like that's a really small piece to what you see in the mirror.
Mm, mm. I like that, man. I like that, bro. So
Yeah.
we
So
like
that's just go ahead though.
yeah, I was like, we talked about the significance of protecting energy, man. Again, I think nobody should be immune. I think anybody with negative energy should be, should
When you say
at this
negative energy, what you mean though? So give me some examples of
what
what what
I'll say
what
this. Yeah. So when I say negative energy, what I'm really saying is because this is the thing. I believe in the balance of light and dark.
yeah.
Light and dark. But when I say negative energy, to be honest, I'm talking about both extremes. So most people look to positive and negative on two ends of the spectrum. But I look at when I say negative, I'm talking about both extremes. So I don't want anybody coming to me talking about extreme light without that balance, nor do I want somebody coming talking about extreme dark. To me, they're both negative.
Mm.
In other words, when I say extreme light, and I use this scenario all the time in the power circle when because people are like, what do you mean extreme light? When you
Yeah.
think about slavery, like slavery couldn't have taken place without people being in a mindset of extreme light, like absolutely no darkness. It's just all forgive and love and happiness and bells and whistles and that's dangerous, bro. To me, that's negative. To me, it's just as negative as somebody coming to me talking about gloom and darkness and killing and death and all that. It's like if it's not that balance, and maybe negative isn't the word, but it's outside of the realm that I want to be. So I don't like anybody coming with extreme light or extreme darkness. They're both. I throw them both in the, I'll say, unwanted categories of energy.
Mm.
I'll say it like that. So when you say negative, what comes to mind?
Do you feel like you focus on like more what your intuition is telling you, what your eyes is telling? Like what are
Intuition. I'll say this, and again, I believe it's come with age, because even in my 20s and 30s, intuition was always there, but I didn't trust it. It took me about 15 years of saying, you know what, like that gut feeling, the voice coming from that sanctum sanctorum is never wrong. Like even in the latter years of life, man, when I can hear it and I still go a different way, I say, you know what, it's probably going to end up in a wrong way because I hear the voice telling me something different. So intuition is, to me, is everything, man.
yeah,
It's
yeah. Do you ever get tripped up like with the money or the physical world or like the beauty? Does it ever cloud your vision?
I'll say this, man. I'll say this, bro. Um, it did to the extreme up until, I'll say, when it changed. It changed for me on my 40th birthday. But
Mm.
because for me, when I thought about success, overall success, being in a happy place, it was about the things, man. Like when I my goal at 35, I said my goal is over the next few years, maybe at 37. I said over the next few years, this is the life I want to live. This is what I want to be pushing. This is what I want to have for income. And that was my goal. And brother,
Yeah.
I achieved it to a T.
Mm.
I achieved it to a T. Life was good, but what I found is when I got there on my 40th birthday, epic birthday party, man, pool party, rooftop, blah blah blah.
Ball.
I went home balling. I went in my hotel. I went in my apartment, high rise apartment, looking over the city of Dallas. I said, you know what? My life is empty.
Wow.
I said, my life right now feels just like it did in 2009 when I wanted to take my life.
Wow.
So that's when I figured out, man, the bells and whistles are good. Of course, I like nice things. I like nice cribs. I like nice, but
Yeah.
bro, I put no energy in it. It
Mm.
does nothing to impress me. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Exactly, man.
Of course I want to get it. It's like, bro, it's about fulfillment. And I thought those things were going to give me fulfillment. And don't let me run off, bro. But I thought those things were going to bring me fulfillment. But it's not, man. Fulfillment for me, I can't speak for nobody else. Fulfillment for me, man, is this right here. This
Mm.
right here. Me, you having this conversation. Guy talking about elevating our brothers.
Yeah.
Sitting in the power circle, man, going through books, talking about how we can go out in the world and be beacons. Or when a
Mm.
brother comes on alive and say, man, you changed my life, man, you helped me. Bro, that's fulfillment. There's
Mm.
no check that I can receive to get that. I would
Mm.
rather live in a cardboard box and get that fulfillment than to live in a few thousand square feet. So it's hands down. It's not even close. Of course I still swing for the fence. Of course I'm gonna be doing big things and I'm doing big things now as far as the material thing. But You know, most people most people don't know how I live, what I have, unless they come over here.
Yeah.
Because I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it because for me, I don't want no material thing to represent me. I don't want no material. When somebody says soul, I want you to be like, that brother's always talking about this. When I die, I don't want nobody saying, man, soul had a big ass crib. Soul had a da. Because it's irrelevant to me. Now, if they see me out and about, then they're gonna be like, oh, well, come over. They're gonna say, oh, damn, well, soul living nice, you know. But it's like, bro, it don't represent me, man. Yeah, but it's a beautiful thing.
No priority.
No priority. And the thing is, I don't want brothers to get it twisted when I say that, because I don't want it to seem like I'm saying don't grind. Brother, grind, let's get it. Let's, like, me and you, when we talk about doing big things.
Right.
We talk about things that are gonna be putting zeros in the bank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, with those zeros, I'm gonna be seeing other places in the world, like I've already seen. I'm gonna be purchasing certain assets, certain things. But at no point in time, I like in this book here, man, and I can't find it. It's a master key system. And me and you have talked about this before, where it says, it's, and I'm paraphrasing, of course. It says there'll come a point in time in a man's life, a man is seeking understanding, where those trinkets will no longer have value, and that man will fall in love with the power itself. And bro, and I'm gonna say this: when I first read that, man, I was like, yeah, he's talking to somebody else, because I want the trinkets. But at some point in time, I said, I understand what he's saying now, because for example, in 2020, when everybody was shaking in their boots and talking about, did you get the jab? Did you get the 19? I was sitting still. I was sitting on that power. I was getting ready to walk away from my job in the middle of chaos, bro. So that's when I fell in love with that power, man. That power is everything, bro. And with that power, I'm gonna chill out, bro, because I'll get to running all day, man.
No, keep going, man. I love it because I think that's once you realize who and what you are, that's the material world carries no weight.
None. It's empty.
It's empty. It's empty. You could, like you said, you can lose a house, all your cars, all your clothes, and you still gonna be the same soul, same spirit, because you on purpose. Yeah. You know what I mean? Do you feel like you had to find purpose first before you realized those things were empty?
Yeah.
Or did you have to go through the girls, the clothes, the houses, the cars, the jewelry? Do you feel like people have to go through that passage to get to where you at?
Well, and the same way, like, I think for everybody it's different, man. But for me, I'll say this: I think if a man doesn't have purpose, then he has no choice but to put that energy in women and things. But I don't want to get it twisted, because once a man has purpose, he's able to buy those things. But what you'll see is when a man doesn't have it, he's spending money on those things, trying to find fulfillment. Like that's all a man is doing. That's all people are doing when they seek that fulfillment. They're looking for that nostalgia. They're looking for when people tap into God, when people tap into source energy. If people don't have that, then you'll have them looking for that fulfillment in women, in this, in that. They're seeking the same thing. They just don't know what to plug into it. You know. Yeah. I was going to say something, bro. I forgot where I was going to go with that.
That's facts, though. You feel like when you feel like, because I know you were doing that red pill for a minute. When you were doing that red pill content, did you feel like you were on purpose?
No, not at all. I felt like the content I was putting out was helping my brothers, but at the same time, it was like, brothers, like the world is gone. This is my thing. I said the world is gone mad, but at the same time, I never lost that accountability, saying, you know what? Well, we're the men. So if anybody's going to fix it, it has to be us. I didn't feel like I was doing right, but I felt like I was looking for the answers. I felt like I was looking for the answers, man. So I thought it was just part of my path. And like I always say, like the red pill, to me, in my opinion, the red pill is a good thing. Like it takes a man from that blue all the way to the other extreme and teaches him some masculinity and teaches him some other things, and it brings him back to center. But the thing is, if a man doesn't get off that bus at the center, then he's going toward the toxic area, where it's like, hate all women, you know. So that's my opinion on that. Hey, I want to bring my brother Conquer in. He's a member of the circle. You seen Brother Conquer in,
yes, sir.
And get his take on it. Get his take on some things real quick. What's going on, Brother Conker?
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Man, life is good, man. I know
Brother
you know
Conker, man. Thanks for
Mr.
joining.
Infinity from the circle, man.
Absolutely, gentlemen.
What say you today, brother? I know you got lots on your mind.
Always, man. I just wanted to ask Brother Infinity, what was the that last barrier, that hardest thing you know that you struggle getting rid of to make that final pivot to moving forward?
I'm still going through it, man. I feel like that's a great question, man. Thanks for the question, Brother Conker. I feel like realizing my worth was the final straw. Like realizing like being worthy. You know what I mean? I grew up with a lot of people that gave power and other things. So realizing I was worth it, you know. So I feel like just kind of having that realization, man, and having self-worth really was a driving force, and it continues to drive me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people in our community that don't realize they worth and don't realize they godhood and don't realize how powerful we really are. And so just realize, man, and having two sons, I feel like are an engine in me. Like, I gotta be an example for them. They both athletes. I got two sons, and I feel like having sons and going through the baby mama drama, so to speak, kind of forced me to become and continue to grind. You know what I mean? And continue to like get clear about my purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got any kids, Conker?
I have one, brother.
Yeah. So you probably understand, man, when you got it, because you can't just talk to your kids without being an example. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they not gonna listen to what you're saying. They watching what you're doing. And so having my kids is really motivating. You know, I mean, I appreciate the question for sure, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
You know, I can appreciate that, Brother Conker.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know, we got some chopping to do soon, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate that question, brother.
Thank you, gents.
You know, I can relate to that, man, because I can remember when like one thing that helped me leap forward, man, was like you said, like my son. Like at one point that became my why. Like when I saw myself needing to get somewhere, that I was like, bro, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I have to get there. I said, there's no option, man. Like my son was the fuel for me. And I told him this, it ain't been a couple of months, man. He was asking me about spending money on something. He was kind of like, yeah, I know they cost a lot of money. And I said, man, let me just break something down to you real quick. I said, you know what? You have a lot of reason why we're here, bro. I said, when I was working, I was there. I said, you were the fuel to get me here, man. So if I'm coming out there and give you some money, like you've earned it, bro. Like, and you work hard and all this stuff. So I get what you're saying, bro. Like you know, having your.
I mean, sometimes if it wasn't for my kids, man, I might not even got up in the morning for a week, or you know what I mean. But
yeah,
when I feel like that is a driving force. Like, you know what I mean. You can't. You know what I mean. You can't let them down. You know.
Yeah, facts, man. Facts.
Yeah.
I want to shift the conversation, man, because we've talked about protecting our energy, man. I think everybody on here understands the importance of it. I want to shift toward the creation now. I want to shift toward how mankind can create his world. And you and I have had this conversation you know, in several different sections, you know, portions over time, man. But what do you think the most important thing a man should even know before he even starts thinking about, you know what, I'm ready to create a new world? What are some of the major attributes? Like, what should he understand? What should his foundation be before he even considers creation?
Yeah, I would say first and foremost, man, is take 100% responsibility for everything that happens in your reality.
Oh, I was hoping you said that. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, 100%.
That's huge, man. Like I believe in, you know, and I wasn't sure if you were going to go there because there's a lot of different ways you can go. But I think that full accountability, like you said, is everything. Like if a man looks around his world, looks at the good, the bad, looks at the bill that's coming in the red, looking at the repo man driving by, looking at the wife that he thinks out cheating. If he looks at something and wants to point the finger at anything, he's relinquished his power. Exactly. I think when a man is getting ready to build his kingdom, he has to look at everything, bro, and say, you know what? If it's happening, either I created it or I've allowed somebody in my circle that was vibrating different, but it has to be my fault.
Yeah.
It has to be, you know, full accountability, because I think if a man doesn't have that accountability, that ownness of it, but he can't even begin to create, man. So we
Yeah,
talk about
you become a slave to the external, but I feel like having 100% responsibility, it forces you to trace all effects back to the cause, and realizing you the causer will force you to like grow, read, study, make sure you protect your energy, and realizing first and foremost, man, is you living out your imagination, man. It's the you are a universe unto itself, and so you mean what you seeing is your mind turned inside out. You know what I mean? Everything you're looking at is literally your mind turned inside out. And so once you understand that, man, you gotta really that's when the game really starts. When you understand this is your imagination at work. You know what I mean? And until you understand that, I feel like you in somebody else's valence, you in somebody else's game. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean the game it's a real game, man. It's real chess, man. Because people that understand how the mind works and how the subconscious work and how your consciousness creates reality, they want your emotion, they want your energy, they want your thoughts for their dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so you really got to fight for your mind. You got to fight for your imagination, and you really got to be a warrior. You got to have a spirit of a warrior to create your life. You know what I mean? So I look up. I really got a lot of respect for anybody that's on the front line really creating. Like, you know what I mean? Because you got to be a warrior to create.
Facts, bro. I think one of the most eye-opening things for me, you know, I know authors like like Neville always talk about going inside and going within, and a lot of people can hear that, and a lot of people can go into meditation. But when you understand, and this was another aha moment, like when I finally understood that this world right here wasn't reality. And I hesitate on even going down that path of conversation, because a lot of people will check out right there. A lot of people will hear me say that and just their ears are closed up. And so it's like, man,
that's meat. That's meat for a lot of people. You're right.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this. If a person understands that this is not reality and that the other side is actual reality, like when you go to sleep at night and you fall into that slumber, you're actually waking up. When you're on the other side, like that's where reality is, like where our truest being exists. And it's hard for a lot of people to understand that, man. But it's crazy because, you know, all the books, all the conversations we had in the circle, you know, and all the books we read. I remember when I first read the Kabbalion. Matter of fact, you gave me the Kabbalion. Matter of fact, you were telling me about it, and I think it just showed up one day.
Yeah,
I think you just
man,
sent it to me.
My dude soul got to get the volume. Yeah,
bro. I ain't gonna lie. Even when you sent it to me, I slept on it for a minute. I thought, oh man, this is gonna be heavy. But I slept on it for a minute. But when I read it, I said, bro, it explains everything. It explains the whole creation process. And the thing is, once you understand the creation process, then a person can understand. Like, for example. And I don't want to get to run in different ways, but
keep going.
Like when I say, hey man, like you really need to control media. Like, yeah, listen to a little trap music, but you need to understand what's taking place when you're watching these movies, when you're watching these commercials, when you're watching this. You know, just be aware of what's going on. If you don't understand how things are created, then it makes no sense when people say, hey man, be careful what you watch. Like when a Kabbalion said, and it's beautiful how it puts it. When a Kabbalion said, you know, that the only thing that's real is God energy. And every time a man puts a thought into that energy, you know, matter manifests. Brother Wallace Waddle said it the same way. He said there's this thinking stuff, man. Like there's this stuff wherever there is matter, outside of that matter, inside of that matter, there's this stuff. I don't know what to call it, but if you put a thought into it, things manifest. Once you start understanding the way things are created, once you understand that this is not reality, I'm gonna tell you another aha moment I had, brother, that changed my life so fast. When Neville talked about the dream world, when Neville talked about, hey man, be careful of what thoughts you take to that other side. When you go to sleep, be careful what you're taking over there. Once a man is conscious of his thoughts right before he goes to sleep, once he goes to sleep in the correct manner, his life will never be the same.
Mm.
His
What's
life
that manner, so?
His life will never be the same.
What's the correct manner, so?
I'm gonna tell you, brother. We'll give a shout out to brother Obi Shinobi real quick. Appreciate that super chat, brother.
Shout out Obi
On that,
Shinobi.
brother. Yeah, Shaq said the Kabbalion is that book.
Yes, sir.
Shaq told me that was her favorite book at one, but that's her favorite book.
Yeah, it was funny. I was actually walking on the beach today reading it, and I thought about you, because you said that, and it's funny. I didn't even realize. Now putting it together, I thought about you, and then you text me maybe like 20 minutes later. I was thinking about you were saying. I was looking around. I was looking at everything, so, and I was like, man. My brother Soul, all I'm looking at is interrupted energy from the all.
Interrupted energy.
You know what I mean? It's not even like it's the all, but it's just interrupted energy.
And this is the thing, man. This is where it ties back to what you were talking about earlier. It all comes full circle. Like when a person puts their energy into a thing, this is the danger of it, man. Because like if the only thing, which I call it zero frequency, if the only thing that's real is God energy, it said anything that has the ability to age or die or go decrepit and all that stuff is not real. So think about this. When you put your energy, not just your energy, but your essence into something that's not real, then as that thing starts to decline, your essence declines with it.
Yeah.
That's why you can never get enough of it. That's why you got to have 100 women, because if you put your essence in anything that's not zero frequency, then now you're attaching to something that goes up and down instead of attaching to something that's constant. That's why there's no fulfillment in I mean, man, you can get a whatever size house you want. You can get 20,000 Bentleys, and there's gonna be a quick fulfillment, but instantly after a couple of days, a couple of months, it's gonna start falling off because now that thing is aging. Now it's going down, and if that's what you're attached to, that's what represents you. You're going down with it. Not saying don't get it. Not saying don't get 1,000 of them. Not saying don't get a 1,000,000 square foot home if you can get it, but don't put your essence in it. Call it what it is. I'll tell you this, brother. That's what a real alchemist is. An alchemist is one that has the ability to create, but understand what it is. Has the ability to create, but understands what it is, man. Like you said, it's a game. We're here. We're supposed to be here to play the game. Like when I'm gonna tell you this, bro. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, and man, you could talk to the sun come up. You know what I'm saying? It's like creation is a beautiful thing. Let me give a shout out to my brother Conquer, man. And I'm gonna go into Neville on that dream state.
Shout out Conquer.
Brother Conquer, appreciate that, man. And y'all stay tuned. Brother Conquer has a lot of stuff coming up. Very wise brothers. The brothers in the circle. No, Brother Conquer is very wise. Some content coming out, books coming out. Him and I'll be doing a live here in the next couple of days. And the brother's extremely heavy, man. Appreciate that, Brother Conquer.
But I think, before you go, yeah. What's been coming to me over the past couple of weeks is we are the energy, right? We are spirit. We are. I don't want to say it to scare people away, but I feel like the whole game is alchemy. I feel like that's the game. Like it's you're gonna attract whatever level of frequency or vibration you on, and that's all we should be working on. And it's not the houses, the cars, the clothes. That shit come with it if you want it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But being attached to that is like it's death. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's suicide. But I feel like I will
say this though, man. Like it is a byproduct. Cause see, people and it's all relative.
It's a byproduct.
Because like it's relative, because a homeless person, a person living under a bridge can look at a man in a 1-bedroom apartment with one vehicle, or not even a vehicle, a bicycle, and say, you know what, you're doing too much. You know, so it's all like who has the gauge? Going back to my brother, I'm not sure if you saw when I had the live a few weeks ago, my brother Rico.
Nah.
Rico is well off. Rico has several homes, several cars, a number of Lambos. But when you talk to that brother, it's all just things. It's all about love, and it's all about giving. So really that's a relative thing. Like where does that number stop? We can look at the Bezos, but to Bezos is just living his life. Yeah, he might be worth billions. He might have yachts, but in his, you know what I'm saying? So it's just it's a
Nah,
relative
but
thing.
I think what I'm saying is like that comes with it. Like you said, it comes with it, but you can't be attached to it
True.
at all.
Very true.
Yeah, it's the game of alchemy. I feel like the whole game is alchemical, but you can't be attached to it and just keep playing the game. You know what I
Very
mean?
true. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Let me give a shout out real quick, man. Brother Mike, put that super chat, man. Mike
Shout out,
Hughes
Mike.
said facts, but I'm still maintaining my Benz in 5.0, as you should. Matter of fact, Mike, if you desire to, you should get 2 more.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, you should get 2 more, brother.
Yeah, this a game to have fun with, man.
Yeah, just don't put your essence in it, because
Yeah.
once your essence is attached to something that has the ability to go up or go down, now your essence goes down with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm sure you understand that, brother Mike. Hey, appreciate that super chat though, brother.
I do say, yeah, I'm still maintaining. Do your thing, Mike.
Yeah, I'm still maintaining the biz as you should.
Me and Soul doing straight too, but I hear
Yeah,
you, man, all day.
I appreciate it, but TSO Yo says just hopping in. I'm gonna catch a playback. Shout out to you and the brothers. Appreciate it, brother TSO. What were we saying before that, man? What we talking about? What time we got? 8:27.
You about to get going, man. You about to get going on the alchemy, bro.
Yeah, well, I was just talking about like the creation process, man.
Yeah.
And like when Neville talked about that going to that dream world and really what that was, because the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, I didn't really understand. I heard what he was saying, but I didn't understand. My thing is this: it's hard for me to believe a thing unless I understand the nuts and bolts of it. If I don't know how it works, I don't touch it. So when I heard him say that, I was like, when I heard him say, "Hey, man, what you take to your dream state when you go to sleep, that's like the most important thing in your life." So when I heard that, it took me a minute to understand it, but then I understood this, bro. I understood that when we meditate, when we sleep, and when we die, it's all the same place. It's all the same place. You know what I'm saying? It's just deeper levels of submerging ourselves in it. That's why meditation is good. You're going to the real world, but you're still conscious. Like when you go to sleep at night, you're going to the real world, but you're almost in a death sleep. And that's why I said death is the highest level of consciousness, because now your full embodiment is submerged in the real world. So when Neville was saying, "Hey, be careful what you take to the sleep world," what he was saying is, brothers, you're more submerged in this world now. And whatever you take over there to the real world is what you're going to create. Is what you're going to create, man. So the first time I started implementing that, and Neville always talks about, for example, he talks about when he was trying to manifest a life in Barbados, and the brother Abdullah was teaching him how to do that. Neville, in a nutshell, Neville said when he laid down at night, and this is what Neville's teacher says. He says, when you go to sleep at night, you need to be really before you fade off, you need to submerge yourself in that world that you're trying to create. He said, in your mind, you're still awake now. He said, but in your mind, that world needs to be so real that if you were to stand up and stand up out of the bed, you would be in that world. You would be in that other crib. You would be in that city. And once I started implementing that, bro, man, my life just started doing it. And I say doing crazy things. My life started doing what it was supposed to do. It started doing what it's supposed to do, man. So it's really weird to me when people walk around here in fear. It's like, what's there to fear if we're the ones creating it? Even when the world does something crazy and we all feel the blows of an economy doing something, it's like, bro, I just ride that wave and create a new version of myself. There's no need to fear. And that's why I want to talk about this tonight, man. Protecting our energy and creating our new kingdoms. Because of what the world is doing right now, we have to be cautious and conscious of what it means to be human. We're not talking about nothing. We're not talking about nothing crazy. We're talking about what it means to be human. And I'm telling you, the majority of people have no idea what it means to be human, man. Think about this, and feel free to chime in whenever, bro. Because
I got a quick question for you though. Do you ever? Because I mean, we are human, right? And we are flesh. And do you ever get in the frequency of fear, or do you ever find yourself in that competitive mindset or of a low vibration? And if you do, what do you what do you do to get out?
Well, I'll say this, bro. I never I don't even think I never get in that competitive state. I never look at someone and say, damn, I need to accomplish more than that, or I need to get something they don't have. Because that's not, I don't think I don't personally think the competitive state is an abundant state. Even when you talk about high achievers, the Kobe's, the Michael Jordans, the LeBrons, I don't think they're competing. I think they're competing with themselves. They just happen to be on the court, but I don't think internally they're competing with everyone else. They're competing with themselves. That's why. But I will say this: I do feel fear, but it's not a fear now of, oh snap, like I'm scared the world is going to happen to me. It's a fear of me going outside of the norm. It's a fear. It's a fear of me. It's the fear when I break through that cap. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of what I haven't seen yet. So I welcome it, man. When I get that fear, I say, you know what? Now I'm pushing the limits. Now I'm raising the bar because I'm scared of something. Even if I can't point a finger to it, I said I'm where I'm supposed to be, and that's when I go back inside, man, and understand what's taking place. Understand what put that cap right there, and just start busting through it, man.
Yeah.
So I never feel competition, but I do feel fear.
Yeah. So you at a place where your frequency never drops down to like a low state where you
I won't say that. I won't say that because some I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I can have a consultation or 2 or 3 in a day, and by the end of the day, man, it's like I'm in a low spot, but I understand why I'm there.
Okay.
I understand why I'm there.
You have the awareness to get yourself out.
Yeah. And the next day I might not do no work. The next day I might just, I might watch me a movie. I might watch a movie to kind of get me up, or I might, what I'm saying? I might just go to the gym and walk and whatever, and then come home and just do nothing to find that center again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get low, man, but I'm aware of it now. And I'm quick to I try to identify. When I get low, I sit down and say, you know what? Who was I talking to today? Who did I interact with? You know what I'm saying? I want to identify it, bro.
Yeah.
So I can block it. But like you
super
said,
conscious, bro.
But like you said, man, like here lately, the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I wake up in the morning, I cut my phone on, I do what I got to do. Ringers off. It's ringers off. Only 3 people can get through. I got my son's school, my son, and like my mom. Like if you ain't in that circle, like the phone ain't gonna ring. I'm missing calls. It's just it's where we are right now. It's what's taking place in the world. It's like I gotta be an asshole a little bit about life.
Yeah,
I might miss some texts and some phone calls. It might take me 5-6 hours to respond back, but it's that crucial because what we're talking about, man, we have to be zero tolerance. We have to be zero tolerance. And the thing is this: I want people to feel that way about me. If I'm talking to somebody, if I'm talking to you on a regular basis, and all of a sudden I'm texting you, you ain't texting me back, that's what you're supposed to do. If I'm throwing your energy off, man, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm throwing that brother's energy off. Cut me off, bro. I want people to cut me off because when I do it, I need you to understand, bro. My at this point, man, during this stage, like you said, man, it's all about. You said something earlier about being on the right side of history. That's where we're at right now. So it's like, man, everything else has to be below purpose right now. Everything.
That's it.
Everything, bro. Let me see what brother Dwayne said. Appreciate that super chat, brother Dwayne. Brother Dwayne said, I told my girlfriend I feel alone. I didn't realize he said, I told my girlfriend I feel alone. I didn't realize what I was saying. I soon realized that the trip to my destination is a lonely road. But for some reason, I'm at peace. I know where I'm headed. That's huge, bro. You want to speak? You got something to speak on that, man? About
I feel like the road, like you said, what we going through right now, you have to be comfortable being alone. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to fill yourself up right now. You can't look for something externally to give you energy or to validate you. You got to really be self-validated, man, and you got to be comfortable being in solitude and being alone. Because I don't know. I feel like 95% of the world, man, is going in a direction that ain't. That ain't kosher.
I think I agree with you, man. I think, and like brother said, I told my girlfriend I feel alone. I didn't realize what I was saying. Then the last one he said, I soon realized that the trip to my destination is a lonely road. For some reason, I'm in peace. I think once a man understands what his purpose is. Like I always say, a man must know who he is and where he's going. Once he understands that, he has to be cool with walking that alone. He has to say, you know what, between today of me knowing my purpose and the day they put me in the grave, I have to be willing to lose my friends, my girl, my family, my job. Like it might just be me on a mental and spiritual island for the rest of my life. And I have to be fine with that. But what a man understand, or what he'll soon find out, is that all fulfillment is there. Is that all those other people, places, and things that are now giving him, it's like his fulfillment is in that purpose. His fulfillment is in, that's what it means to worship God. If you want to go there, if we want to get churchy, that's what it means to worship God, to be a man of action, to meditate on a thing, to receive information, and to now walk in it. That's ultimate fulfillment right there. So to walk alone, a man may walk alone, but at the same time, he's in a state of ultimate fulfillment, bro. Ultimate fulfillment, man. He no longer needs that. Not every person or place or thing is it's a byproduct of the way he walks, man. So I feel you, Brother Grove. And
I feel like too, another part of protecting your energy is realizing that and going in the direction of people that's going in the direction you want to go in too. Facts. And not to be churchy, but I kind of understand what the Bible says when it says like a son to go against his mother, his brother, like, you know what I mean? You remember in the Bible kind of speaks to that. Like it's an energy, it's a spiritual game out here. Yeah. It's not a physical game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't care if you and my family, friend, whatever, if you go in a direction or have a frequency that doesn't align with mine, then I gotta let you go.
That's one of my favorite parts of the Bible, bro. And I speak on it like when, and I don't know if
I butchered it. I
I think I always butchered. But when Jesus was on, I don't know if it was Mount Zion, I don't know where he was at. But he I think he just gave a sermon, and he was getting ready to dip. And the people was like, ho, Jesus, like they're your sister and your brother over there on the hill. And he said, brother, he said, no, man, these people that move like me, these people that think like me, that's my family now. Yeah. Oh, that's heavy, man.
That's real.
That's real, bro.
It's the times we living in right now.
It's the times we living in, man. Not saying that family and all that stuff is bad, but your tribe, the people that move like you and think like you, that's your family, bro. That's your family, man. That's the people that resonate with you. That's your tribe, man. And when you look at it, that you can see symbols of that all throughout the Bible, man. Let me pause for a sec and give my brother Will Lane some love, man. Brother Will. Appreciate that super chat, man. If y'all want to subscribe to Brother Will's Instagram, man, the brother's dropping knowledge on a regular basis. A few brothers in the chat in here are dropping knowledge on a regular basis. Brother OD, you see him in there. Brother Peter Paul, brother Conquer, dropping knowledge, man. Y'all brothers feel free to put y'all's Instagram or YouTube handles in the chat, and y'all watch it. Make sure you go follow him. Appreciate that super chat, Brother Will. Also, Brother Sean. Appreciate that super chat, brother. Brother Sean says, I walk with the understanding that I am a supreme being. My challenge is that my wife is not on the same understanding. Hey, I will tell you this, man. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna say this, and I gotta say this a certain way. But like when I say, I'm gonna say this, bro, and we're gonna try to wrap it up pretty soon. I know you on the East Coast, bro. It's getting late. Plus, I got some things I got to knock out.
Man, you know me. You can go all night, man.
The sun come up.
I listen to you chop, so.
Hey, but I'll say this, brother Sean, and brother Infinite, man, feel free to chime in on this.
Yeah.
But when I talked about this here recently, man, because you said your wife. My challenge is that my wife is not on the same understanding. I can say this, man, and I can only say this because me and my ex-wife are like this now. You know, we cool. She's married. She's happy. Like there was a point in time where I started finding understanding, and I saw a higher version of myself. And my wife at the time was like, "No, I'm still going this direction," and I respected that. And simply based on that, it ended up in a divorce because we were going two different ways. So now having that understanding, so I don't know if I can really answer your question, Brother Sean, but now having that understanding, if I was to ever welcome a woman back in my life, like and consider going a long way. I'm saying myself, I'm really speaking for every man. He should look at it as, is this woman attaching to me or other things, like what I can do? Because when you think about marriage, a woman has attached to you. So as you find higher versions of yourself, she puts that trust in you. She said, when she's saying I'm marrying you, she's saying I'm marrying you, the future version of yourself, your future religion, your whatever you like. I'm trusting you enough to become one with you. And I think that if a woman doesn't feel that way, she shouldn't marry a man. Because a man is supposed to elevate. Because if he's not elevating, now she's unattractive because he lives in a stagnant life. So I hear what you're saying, brother. I don't know, I can't really answer that. The only answer I would say is, for me personally, no one's immune. No one's immune between me and my purpose and source energy. No one's immune to that. I think if a person is your wife, that you should do all things you can to make that work, man. Like communication is huge. If you're moving and you're evolving, explain to her, like break it down to nuts and bolts, your beliefs. Compare it to her current beliefs. Show her examples. Hey, this is where we're going. But at some point in time, it's going to cause. At some point in time, you're going to have to make a choice and say, you know what? I'm going toward my new world, or I'm going to stay right here. And that's a hard place, brother. That's a hard place to be in. It's hard. It's hard to be married to a woman that you love. And maybe y'all could have been high school sweethearts and say, you know what? Like, I love you. We have kids together. We bought a house. We have land. We have cars. We're doing good. But I would rather be willing to lose everything in a divorce to go toward my higher purpose. It's a real thing, man. It's a real decision, brother. So yeah, communication is key, man. But appreciate sharing that, brother Sean. That was pretty vulnerable of you to put that up there, man. Appreciate sharing that, because I think a lot of brothers can take some away from that, and that might be a longer conversation.
Yeah, I think that's a good post for you. So
yeah, that's some good content, man. And maybe we can have another live, have a few sisters on here, have a few brothers, and talk about all that stuff.
Yeah. I feel like the family itself is kind of being disintegrated, man. I feel like that's a powerful, and we talked about this before, man. I feel like that's the most powerful force. Is a family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is a masculine and feminine that's really going in the right direction together. Yep. Like, you know what I'm saying? So man, I just wish my dude the best.
Yeah, me too, man.
I would say, man, submit to, like you said, your purpose and your source, man, and hopefully she submit to you,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But one thing I will say, this one thing that we can learn from Brother Sean's situation, my situation, and several other brothers that have gone through something like that shows the importance of doing things in the right order. Like when the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom, that's what it's saying. It's saying, yeah, before you start getting the things and the cars and the women and all this stuff, get right with me first. Find me first and find your purpose. Because once you find that and start moving, then everything will fall into place. What I'm gonna tell you this, bro. If a man gets in a relationship or finds a wife before he finds purpose, he'll never have true fulfillment. And the thing is this, he's gonna be upset at his wife because she's draining energy and almost keeping him from finding purpose, or his wife is gonna become his purpose. And he's gonna pour all his energy into her. And his life is going to be in shambles. Yeah. His life is going to be, any man that has that hierarchy out of place, his life is in shambles. I don't care what it looks like on the outside. I don't care how big the house is and all that stuff. If your wife or your spouse or your girl is outranking your purpose, you're miserable. it ain't no way around it, bro.
No, that's fact. You speaking from experience, so.
It ain't no way. I'm speaking from experience, brother. But hey, bro, I got a couple of questions, man. Questions, man, to wrap this thing up, brother. Well, I want to get a deeper understanding of Mr. Infinity, man. I asked everybody these last two questions before we wrap it up, brother.
Yes, sir.
Last two questions I have for you is, the first one is, what is Mr. Infinity's purpose? And when I say that, what I mean is, once you hit, however long you're going to be on this planet, once people put you in the ground and cover you with dirt, throw a few roses on it, say a few kind words, once they turn around and start walking off and start talking amongst each other, what are they going to be saying about brother Mr. Infinity?
I think they're gonna say he didn't believe in time, man. He realized time was an illusion, and you either got life habits or you got death habits. You know what I'm saying? And so it's and he did it his way. Like, you know what I'm saying? He did it his way. But yeah, and I'm hoping that I can make an impact in the health and fitness space, and really show people, man, what's possible. You know, and be an example and give the products, the programs, and the lifestyle to really have anybody that be able to implement it. You know, because I really do feel like the technology I got does work. You know, and it worked for me, and it's worked for thousands and thousands of other people. Like, bulletproof their knees, to jump higher, run faster, like any joint pain you can overcome. So just want to be a part of that health and fitness space, and hopefully, man, get people over the illusion of time, man, because it's really doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It's really you can go in the future right now, or you can go in the past right now, and or you can be present, like, you know what I'm saying. So really, that's that. Hopefully, I answer you.
Yeah, you did, man. You're doing it. When we talking about the fitness industry, bro, you're doing it, man. You're the bro, you're the prototype, man. The way you move, your fitness, the way. I mean, bro, I'm gonna tell you, when you told me your age, when I found out me you were the same, I'll put you in your 30s for the longest. I think on an interview I heard you say 43 at the time, and I was like, ain't no way in the world this brother's in his 40s, man. So, brother, you're doing it, man. You're a staple in the fitness community.
Long way to go, man. But I appreciate it, man. You know how it is. So
yes, it's a journey, man.
Journey.
And my last question is this, brother. Like, what one single person, whether living or have passed on, has had the most impact on who you are now, and why?
That's just what single person? Wow, that's a good question, man. I don't know if I can say single, man, but I would say, man, Bobby Hemmett have played a big part in my development, just mentally and spiritually. You know what I mean? He's an entertainer, and he's spirit. It's fun listening to him. Like, it's fun listening to him. He had a way with words, and not to say I agree with everything, but he's the one. Him and Brother Panic is the ones that broke the whole door down for me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
First time I heard him, and I was like, where's this man been my whole life? This brother just dropping some heat, man. Some unadulterated heat.
I feel like you play a big part. So, like, you know what I mean? My dude, Brother Neri. Nah, seriously, man, you been very impactful, man. And the power circle is huge. I'm so thankful that you got that up and running for the brothers. And but yeah, man, Brother Nuri Muhammad, my friend from Indianapolis, man. Me and him, I've been knowing him since he was like 20 something, man. So he's been dropping jewels in me for a long time. Wayne B. Chandler, been dropping them. Brother Panic, like, you know what I'm saying. I done had some mentors, man, in my life.
Yeah, well, I'm glad, brother. I'm glad, man. Where can they find you, man, on your socials?
So, man, you can find me anywhere with Mr. Infinity, man, with the ones instead of the I's. You know what I mean? It's 111. My son's names are 111. It's kind of funny how that just fit like that too. So it's no coincidences. So you can find me anywhere, MrInfinity.com. I got products. Just dropped a new sled today online. Nice. Yeah, so you can find that at showgunsports.com. So I got a lot of products. Got a fitness programs. WinTheNow.com. The one instead of the I, so W1NNOW. THENOW.com. Fitness programs there. And then, but yeah, I got articles, disruptingfitness.com. So I'm everywhere, man. But if you type in Infinity, you'll find it.
And doing major things, brother, man.
And the books, man. I got a couple books. I got this book called ATG for Life. That's a bestseller. And then and then I got the Disrupting Fitness book. So man, I don't know if you can see, but
I gotta get that other one, man. And when I post this, man, I'm gonna have all those links on there, bro.
Nah, that's love, man. So yeah, I appreciate you having me on, though, man. And like I said, I can talk to you forever. we gotta do back. We gotta be back on my IG live. You know how we
Yeah,
just be
it's a
going on
must.
that.
It's a
But,
must.
yeah,
It's a must, man. Y'all give a warm at ease to brother Mr. Infinity, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Man, my guy, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Right,
thanks for everybody to join, man. Thank you.
Hey, just to wrap this up, brothers, real quick. I just want to read this line I started off with, man. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. It says this: the most important province of your conscious mind is to center your thoughts on the thing you want. Believe that you receive, and then shut the door on every suggestion of fear or worry or failure. Then it says this, brother, powerful. It says, if you once gain the ability to do that, nothing else is impossible to you. It's your boy Soul Immortal. And brothers, I am out.